Hello everyone and welcome to Backseat Sports. I'm Caleb, he's Josh, and today we are covering week 2 of Husker football. Last week, Arkansas State, it was a nail biter at the end. 43-36. We said it'd be close. I don't think we thought it would be that much scoring involved, especially on the Arkansas State side. And then that onside kick at the end that they just executed perfectly was just crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was nice. Shout out to them. It was really a good game. They played great. Nebraska, I don't think they saw it coming. Huskers came out on top. At the end of the day, that's what matters. So now we're heading into Oregon 1-0. But first, we're going to go over the takeaways from this ARK State game, and then we'll go into that Oregon predictions. So we'll do offensive takeaways first, and then we'll do defensive takeaways. First thing off the bat is that Stanley Morgan, he can make plays, and his body control is so good in the air. We saw that in some of those catches that he made. He ended up with a really solid game. And with that 5 receptions, 102-yard performance, that's solid, really great to see. And I think our receiving core is just absolutely loaded.
Yeah, for sure. That New Orleans connection between Stanley Morgan and Tanner Lee, they played each other one time in high school, and so they kind of know each other a little bit. Chemistry definitely was not lost there. He can make some catches, and the balls were really well thrown, those deep balls, and the accuracy was pretty good. Tanner Lee threw for 59% of his passes, which isn't terrible, especially for your first game. He threw for 238 yards. That's not bad at all.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he only forced about maybe 2 throws that probably shouldn't have been there. One right across the middle near the beginning of the game, and then one down the field maybe in the second or third quarter. Not exactly sure. Second or third quarter where he threw into double coverage. Besides that, I really liked his game. I think he managed the game well, stayed in the pocket. He had really good downfield vision with pocket awareness, and he was able to climb that pocket and make those throws pretty confidently. So I was very happy about that. It didn't look like De'Mornay Pierson-Ellis lost a step. He had a few end arounds and a few catches. I liked his explosiveness, and he's going to be able to make plays for us down the road. And then, of course, J.D. Spielman. He was one of the breakout players of the game with the kick return for a touchdown and a few receptions as well. Loved his explosiveness. It's going to be exciting to see what he can do this year. Not to mention we still have Tyron Lindsey out there on the field, and he's going to be great depth for us this year, and he'll definitely still contribute. Our receiving core is loaded.
The running game, my goodness, I was not expecting Trey Bryant to look the way he did. He made a jump, 192 yards, averaging 6 yards a carry on 32.
Really, the most interesting thing is that everyone kind of went into the season expecting it was going to be some sort of carousel with running backs. All three were going to get some sort of look, some carries, but that wasn't the case at all.
I think really it could have been. It was a carousel, but Trey Bryant made it not that way. I think the coaching staff may have even gone into the game saying, hey, we're going to get you guys all the ball, and Trey Bryant was just so good that they're like, we're going to keep feeding you.
Yeah, it's really possible. I mean, and at the end of the day, everything in this game looms over the fact that maybe we were trying not to give away everything for Oregon. It's so possible, especially defensively when we'll get there, but nonetheless, you never know.
Now that we've given you the good news, let's go into some interesting news, to say the least, and that is our defense. It didn't look great, to say the least.
No.
36 points against Arkansas State is not a good thing.
The big issue is the 415 passing yards. That is terrifying. Obviously, they did throw the ball 68 times and, 46 completions, but nonetheless, to allow that many yards against a team like Arkansas State is worrisome. It's our first week. We got a lot to work on. We'll see what Bob Diaco can do with the defense. I think there's still room to improve. But the issue is that I didn't see too many explosive players, and if you don't have the talent, it might be tough to improve.
Yeah, the thing for me is we stopped the explosive plays on the defensive side, but we didn't stop them from moving the chains.
No.
They're only 3 and outs were on their first 2 drives, and we stopped them, and then they kind of got comfortable into their offensive rhythm, and that's a problem for me. We let them get on long drives that put them in their rhythm, allowing them to hit those passes to score points. And our red zone defense did not look good. When they got into those opportunities to score, they capitalized off them.
Our biggest issue defensively, I think, is our ability to cover the flats and the speed with our outside linebackers. It did not look good. It seemed slow. It seemed like they were running through mud most of the game. We had a big time problem getting to the outside, and that's where Oregon could really cause some problems. But we'll get into that pretty soon.
Luke Gifford got in the second half, which really helped us on those flats.
Yeah.
He was one of those players that looked nice. He was making good hits, big hits, hard hits.
He ended up with 9 total tackles and 4 solos, so really did make an impact.
That leads us into some of the other defensive players we did think who looked good. One of them was Josh Kalu.
Yeah.
Obviously a veteran on the team. He was making hits on the opposite side of the field. He is fast and athletic, and he helped us out big time last game.
Absolutely. He made a great play on the ball with that interception. Looks like he has great ball skills, looks really athletic, and he has the ability to cover the whole field. That's exactly what we need. And hopefully we can see way more Josh Kalu in the future.
Another guy that looked really good was Aaron Williams. Since Chris Jones went out, Aaron Williams had to kind of pick up a different position, which is good because he's a good player, and getting more snaps is good. And I think he'll fit into the system better as the season goes on. Same with Lamar Jackson, who has a lot of athletic ability, who's going to learn more. He wasn't on the field too much last year, so he's going to get better. I think him and Aaron Williams have a lot of upside to look forward to on the defense.
As much as our offense and defense were polar opposites, we got to move into Oregon. We're going to be playing in Eugene this weekend. So in the AP poll, Oregon's actually ranked 29th with 4th most votes out of people who didn't make the top 25. Nebraska is ranked like 44th. So AP doesn't have much respect for us. ESPN doesn't have much respect for us. I think we're being a little bit disrespected. That is going to show in our predictions. First of all, let's recap how Oregon played against Southern Utah.
Oregon last week played Southern Utah and scored 77 points and allowed 21 against a FCS school who went 6-5 last year. So not a shock that they're going to put up 77 points against a Division 1A school. Allowing 21 points isn't that impressive, and I'm not too wowed by the fact that they scored 77 points.
No.
Should have absolutely obliterated them. So I wouldn't be on the hype train quite yet about how good Oregon is. I don't think that's a very telling game whatsoever.
Yeah, that's the definition of a cupcake game, where Nebraska plays at least a respectable Arkansas State team where they're FBS, they're ranked in the top 90 at least. It's definitely something that you can't read too much into, which is what we're trying not to do, but you can't take away a few things. First of all is that Oregon is fast, and they're going to play fast. They put up 700 yards and over 70 points. They're going to want to put up points the whole year.
Continuing on the offense of Oregon is Royce Freeman, their running back, who had 4 touchdowns last game. He's going to be the big guy to handle. They're just transitioning again for quarterback this year because they had a grad transfer last year who played. So they're developing Justin Herbert, a sophomore. He's young, and so we'll have an opportunity to rattle him a little bit, hopefully throw some different things on the defensive end at him, him being so young.
Yeah, we just got to hope that they run the ball, because our secondary wasn't doing the job last week. We're hoping for improvement, but only so much can happen in a week. And our best case scenario is that they really want to come out and run the ball, and we can actually make some plays.
Diaco is familiar with their head coach, Willie Taggart. They played each other in the American Athletic Conference. Coach Diaco was talking about how Willie Taggart does really like to run the ball. And so that's kind of our hope this game. I think Nebraska did a good enough job against Arkansas State stopping the run, only allowing 82 yards. That we could do a good job.
Offensively, I don't think Nebraska has too much to worry about. That Oregon defense still seems a little porous. They have a lot of young guys on that side of the ball. Obviously, Nebraska's offense looked pretty solid. Tanner Lee at the helm with the receiving core is pretty good. So I think if we come out with a pretty balanced offense, we should be successful. Oregon, they don't specialize anywhere. Their defense is pretty bland, and I think we're going to be able to move the ball as long as we're balanced.
If we come out playing the smash mouth Nebraska Big Ten football like we did against UCLA and really enforce our will on that offensive side of the ball, I think we'll do fine in scoring enough points to win. So now we're going to head into our predictions on what Josh and I think is going to happen. For me personally, I think Nebraska is going to lose this game 38 to 52.
Oh, sheesh.
It's going to be a close game. The final score with a 14-point lead is going to be telling. I think our special teams is going to get burnt for 2 touchdowns in this next game, or if not, quite a few yards. I think our defense just isn't going to do quite enough to handle them. 38-52 is going to be my final score. A loss in Eugene. It's going to be close and heartbreaking, though. I think they're going to get those 2 scores at the end.
I'm going to stick with Husker Nation. I think Nebraska's going to win this game. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be a blowout. I'm going to take us 38-31. I think our defense is going to improve. The defense obviously struggled. Oregon's offense looks good. Yeah, it does. Oregon likes to run the ball. I think the best part of our defense is our run defense. Our secondary can make up for it. We had adjustments in that first game. We understand who the playmakers are on our defense now. I think Diaco can now scheme around those players and really has a better understanding about who's going to perform and who's going to lead this defense. That's going to make a big difference. Not to mention that Mike Riley has experience in Eugene. He understands the atmosphere of Oregon. He understands how to coach a team in Eugene. And I think that makes a little bit of a difference. It's being overlooked this year, but at the end of the day, it has some sort of effect on how this game will turn out. Not to mention that Oregon actually has had to move their practices because of all the smoke and forest fires going around in the area. There was worries about the air at the game. Who knows how that's going to affect it? But it definitely throws a curveball into Oregon's practice schedule, things like that. I mean, that can't hurt. It's not a key for me, but I'm just saying. Nebraska's offense will be able to move the ball. I thoroughly, wholeheartedly believe that. Trey Bryant
Me too.
is gonna be a workhorse in the game once again. And I think we're going to have one or two big plays that set us apart and win this game.
Yeah, I really hope that happens. I'd love to see Nebraska win. I think of Nebraska, for me, if they were going to win, I think it'd be in a shootout. In Nebraska, I would think have to score like almost 60 points. And I think the only reason the spread is at 13 points is because Oregon is so explosive and can score at any time.
Yeah, guys, those are our predictions for the game. Drop a comment down below and let us know what you guys think is going to happen. We really love seeing your thoughts, and it really does mean a lot to us. But yeah, guys, I'm Josh. He's Caleb. This has been Backseat Sports, and we'll see you next video. So before we get into it, I just want to let everybody know what our schedule is for the season. We're going to be pumping out videos every week for the upcoming Husker opponents, and we're also going to be covering college football as a whole. So there's going to be a lot of great content on the channel. It would be great to see you guys around, so subscribe, hit that button.